In this lesson, we're going to be learning Mississippi Queen by the band Mountain. Leslie West was the guitar player in Mountain. It's kind of power trio-ish sounding band. And this song has some great licks in it. Really good hot blues, blues rock sounding riffs, pentatonic minor riffs. The solos, which we're going to get into in another lesson, are a great example of pentatonic major, using pentatonic major. But in general, just some great rock and roll, bluesy licks in this tune. It's a great tune for beginners all the way up, and I really kind of feel like everyone should learn this tune at some point, because it's just got a lot of good stuff, and it's not terribly difficult. So the chords we're going to use they're all power chords. But it's got these licks in it. So we're going to start with the first intro lick, and it's a real simple lick. And the song is based in the key of E, and this is based out of, if you've gotten to your pentatonic minor positions, this is one of those pentatonic minor positions in E. That position right there be the third position. So hammer on from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the E string. Then you come down here and grab the 5th fret of the D string. And then we hit the 7th fret of the A string on our E root note. I think it just does it twice before the drums kick in and everything kicks in. So it's just... And my pick pattern is down, down, up. But you could do all downstrokes. It's not really hard to do. So that's the intro lick. Pretty simple. But you definitely want to do it with some attitude. And maybe give it a little bit of vibrato at the end on that last note. Okay, and then it kicks in. It's going to kick in on the 5 chord. It basically follows like a 1-4-5 pattern, E, A, and B, but it's going to kick in on the 5. So we're going to do a slide up to the 7th fret B power chord here. And I'm doubling up the octave with my pinky. You don't have to. But we're sliding from the 5th fret into it. All downstrokes. And then it does this lick out of a B pentatonic minor. So it's 7, 9 on the D string, 9 on the A string, 7th fret on the D string to the root note of the chord we're on, B, which is the 9th fret of the D string. And I kind of palm mute that first one if you can. So we got, and then the same thing, but going to A. So it's from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. It's almost the same lick, you just don't hit the last note, but it's an A this time. So we got, and then we go to the E, which is the root, and that's on our root note now is going to be on the A string, and it's a D power chord sliding up to an E power chord. got that little riff. 5 to 7 on the A, 7 on the E to 5 on the A. And then back to the 7th fret. And then you do it again. You got that lick. Open E, G, 3rd fret. Back to open E. And then you hit the E, the octave E, on the 2nd fret of the D string. Okay, so let me go over what we've gone through thus far. It does that twice in the verse. So the verse is the same thing there, but it's going to start on the E. You do that again. Then we go to an A. So we're going to do 3rd fret, sliding up to the 5th fret. Same lick we did in the intro. And then do it again. This time we're going to go. It's the same lick we did here with the E, but you're just doing it all a string down. And then we go back to the E. Down to our B. And then you just hit an E, and that's where it goes into the little drum break. And you play that lick one more time, I think. So really pretty simple. And then it's just that throughout the tune, even underneath the solos. So let me play it down through the intro, a verse, and all the way through, one round, starting with the intro. And then kicks back in. Back into a verse or there's solos in between, so those are over top of verse material. But that is all the licks of the rhythm track of the tune, and then we're going to get into the solo bits, which I would highly suggest if you're just getting into playing lead and stuff. These are great little licks. He had some great phrasing on this tune, his lead parts. But one other thing I wanted to tell you too is when you're playing the main riff in E, you can hit the low E string with this power chord here, where we have our E root on the A string. You can hit the low E string too to beef it up. And always, he's always putting a lot of vibrato on those ending notes. Okay, so have fun with this one. This one's cool. Cool tune, a lot of fun licks, so and relatively easy. So that's the rhythm parts to Mississippi Queen by Mountain.